You're watching a 1 billion live presentation. Aloha! I'm Mark Eberra, pioneer and inventor of the GSI algorithm, chairman, CEO, and founder 1 Billion Live Inc. You can read my story and full bio at www.markeberra.com. Today, I'm going to reveal a secret that will increase the value of your stock portfolio by billions of dollars. It's called the GSI, and it stands for Guaranteed Sales Increase. The GSI would definitely put the edge in your hedge. Now, obviously from the title, this is a video that is relevant and important to hedge funds, but it's also very valuable for mutual funds, pension funds, and to anyone that invests in the stock market. When you understand the GSI, you have your ticket to the golden dream, to always know when stock prices will rise. Think what you could do with that kind of knowledge. You could buy low and sell high every time. Eliminate guessing, gambling, and hedging your bets. Achieve absolute alpha. All you have to remember is before you buy, get a GSI. The GSI equation is a polymathic algorithm for calculating the exact number of sales a business will make from advertising a product or service. It's not possible to guarantee an increase in sales for every product advertised in any media. Now, if you're a hedge fund manager, you might be asking the question, what does that have to do with my stock portfolio? Well, that's the billion-dollar question. And to find the answer, we're going to take a little trip to the Wall Street Madison Avenue connection. Let's go. Every year, companies spend $600 billion globally on advertising. And with a deep Google search, we can find out the names of each company and how much they spend. Let's just take a look at the top 10 advertisers in the world. Number 10, Walt Disney, $2.1 billion. Number 9, L'Oreal, $2.2 billion. Number 8, Fiat, $2.2 billion. Number 7, American Express, $2.4 billion. Number 6, Ford Motor Company, $2.5 billion. 5, Verizon, $2.5 billion. 4, Comcast, $3 billion. 3, General Motors, $3.1 billion. 2, AT&T, $3.3 billion. And coming in at number 1, Procter & Gamble at $4.6 billion. What does this have to do with you? It's your money. If you've invested in these companies and hundreds of more like them, your purchase of shares have helped create these multi-billion-dollar budgets for advertising. And here's the great news. You can get a return on that investment. All you need is a GSI event-driven strategy. Here's a look at the idea trajectory of the stock market. You buy a low and you ride your stock all the way to the top and sell it for a big fat profit. And you can always do that if you have one key piece of information. It's called the Certified GSI Analysis. Now, this is an event where the board of directors and the CEO decide to get a GSI for the advertising that they're going to purchase, let's say for 1 quarter. Let's say the company wants to spend $1.2 billion in advertising for a quarter, and they get a GSI analysis from an independent third party that runs the numbers through a GSI algorithm and just simply gives them the results. In this case, the results come back, and it turns out if the company advertises with a GSI, they will get $1.2 billion in net new revenue. Guaranteed. That's not a prediction. That's not a forecast. That's a fact from the math. And with that information, the company buys their advertising. Now let's just jump right to the end of the quarter. $1.2 billion comes in. And we have an earnings surprise. The CEO makes a call, an earnings call, and informs the market that they've come in with $1.2 billion in additional cash. That's net new revenue above and beyond anything they were expecting or currently making. And the stock goes through the roof because people now see this as a profitable company and they want to buy the stock. So the demand for it goes high. Well, if you had bought back in April when the company did the certified GSI analysis, you would have bought low, and now you can sell high and make a tremendous profit depending on how much you purchased. Millions, perhaps billions in your stock portfolio. All you needed to know was when the certified GSI analysis was conducted, how much was guaranteed, and if the company used that analysis when determining their advertising. And that's your edge. That's your GSI. Now, if you don't know the GSI, here's what you're in store for. The traditional roller coaster ride of the stock market, and you will need all of your strategies as a hedge fund. You will need your options, your calls and puts. You can go long and you can go short. You can even employ your long short hedge strategy, but with all of your knowledge and expertise and skill, you're still gambling. There's still volatility in the market. There's no consistencies. And most relevant, there are no guarantees. But when you have a GSI, you have that guarantee. Let's take a look at the long short hedge with no GSI and a GSI. In red, you have a no GSI stock. And in gray, we have a GSI stock. As you can see in red, the stock goes up and it goes down and it's all over the place and you really don't know where it's going. But when you have the GSI in gray, you ride it all the way to the top because you have a guaranteed sales increase for every company that's advertising. And you know what that number is. And you can watch it come in quarter after quarter after quarter and see that it works before you start investing. So where do you get your GSI? You need a GSI update, and that will give you all your information. You simply go to my blog at gsiupdate.wordpress.com and subscribe. It's free, and there's nothing to buy now or down the road, and you will get all of the updates of the GSI right to your cell phone, to your laptop, text messaging, email, however you want it. Just subscribe right there and you will get it, and you will always know what the GSI is. And then you can determine when you buy your stocks if your companies have a GSI and how much money the company's planning to make their earnings increase from the GSI, and make your purchases accordingly. Because the more you know, the more your stocks will grow. For those of you who are interested in the history of the equation itself, you can always go to markeberra.com and you'll find very interesting video there that describes the mathematics from which the GSI is built on. So if you're quantitative, that'll be great for you. But for everyone, just remember, before you buy, get a GSI. It'll always put the edge in your hedge.